Brought to you by Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. And by the 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Center. Brett Laurie is back with the team. He and Munenori Kawasaki get acquainted, getting all the fist bumps and bows and orders. Do I have to bow every time he does something? Yeah, you better do that. He's swinging a hot bat right now. Chicago, they lost the first game of this four-game series, 4-3 last night. Now it's time to take a look at their lineup. They have been outscored 35-23 on the road this season. Paul Konerko is in the fifth spot. He's the DH tonight, and he has been a clutch hitter, 6 for 15 with runners on. And you're going to get a look at Connor Gillespie, who came in the game as a pinch hitter last night. 4.29 average against right-handed pitching, and that's what he'll deal with tonight with Josh Johnson on the mound.
Well, Josh Johnson, his troubles have been documented. He's been behind a couple times and not pitched his best ball game. In fact, suffered his worst loss his last time out. But in order to be effective, he's going to have to establish the fastball inside. He's been pitching some really good pitches down and away and been hit hard with those excellent pitches. And the reason is because he hasn't established inside. He struggled with his breaking ball. That'll come as long as he's aggressive on the mound. He needs to be able to do that tonight.
I think he's going to do it too. I think he's going to have a good game tonight against the White Sox. Defensively for the Blue Jays, 5 straight errorless games for the Blue Jays. Cabrera, Rasmussen for the second straight night in right field. Emilio Bonifacio in the infield. Just a couple of changes, but one of them is a big one. One on the corner and one at third base. The battery tonight, Aaron Seba, he will catch Josh Johnson. And that one big change on the infield, Brett Laurie made 123 starts at third base last year. Blue Jays welcome him back at third base tonight.
Good to see Laurie back on the field, and I can tell you he is pumped up to be here. Josh Johnson, here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's in there for a strike. We are underway. Alejandro De Aza, center fielder, went 1 for 4 in the game last night. He had a strikeout and a walk. Mentioned Josh Johnson, his shortest outing of his career last time out against the Tigers. He was the losing pitcher in an 11-1 Tiger win. Lasted just an inning and a third.
And he well rested too.
Well, there's the good sharp breaking ball, and you know that pitch is established by throwing the fastball away and then the fastball in. He can get the guys to chase as long as he's throwing strikes with the fastball.
That was the one pitch that he said he did not have in that last start in frigid Detroit.
It was a cold afternoon in Detroit when he went up against the Tigers, and he had some trouble. Just never really looked like he was loose and really got into the flow of the game.
Well, Buck, already we're seeing his velocity up. 94 there with the fastball. He barely broke 90 in his game against Detroit, and nobody really understands why.
One and two on the leadoff man. Everything still has a tendency to be away. He's going to have to make a conscious effort to get some strikes on the inside part of the plate. Piazza strikes out.
A good crisp slider right there. JP setting down and in. He threw it and hit the glove.
Already we have seen through one batter a much better breaking ball. JP was telling us before the game that the slider is going to be very important, he thinks, tonight against the White Sox.
Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger last night was the third baseman. Tonight he moves across the diamond. He's playing second. There's a good pitch. I'll take that all night long, even though it was called the ball. Keppinger, we mentioned, he was a thorn in the Blue Jays side last year. He had .425 against the Jays last season. Hits this ball high and deep to center. Rasmus back. Long run for Rasmus. He gets there. Boy, he's done a great job in center field early on in this season, giving good jumps and good reads, and he's running them down in center.
He was playing very shallow against Jeff Keppinger, trying to take away the line drive base hit, but it is hit to his glove side. Watch where he is in this replay. Actually shading in the right field. He is shallow, but you're right. Takes a great read and a great route to that ball and runs it down.
I think the route is the key. He seems to be able to run right to where the ball is going to land.
Alex Rios, former Blue Jay. I think you're right on the money, Pat. You expected a good night from Johnson. Looks like he's brought the A game early on.
It looks like he was throwing the way in spring training. Everything downhill.
Brett Laurie, his first chance of the season, he handles it flawlessly. Great start for Josh Johnson. Just 10 pitches in the inning, and he dispatches the White Sox. It'll be Bonifacio, followed by Melky Cabrera, and then J.P. Arancibia, who homered last night. Really needs to come through with a few more clutch hits, and let's take a look at that lineup now. Top of the order, Emilio Bonifacio. He has led the Blue Jays early on with runners in scoring position. He's just 3 for 8. That's a 375 average. J.P. Arancibia hit third last night and homered in that ball game. It's just the third time in his big league career he's hit third. He is 9 for 27 this year at home, including 4 home runs.
And pitching for the White Sox tonight is Dylan Axelrod. He's making his 3rd start of the year. He's 0-1. And he's the kind of guy that's going to try to have the hitters expand the strike zone. He has a lot of movement, very little velocity. And so what he does is he tries to feed off aggressive hitters who are willing to swing outside the zone.
First pitch to Bonifacio is a fastball strike. Bonifacio is getting his first look at Axelrod. He's not faced him before, and Blue Jays are somewhat familiar with him.
That's where he's got to live.
Yeah, 2 well-placed pitches.
Because he doesn't throw that hard, like Jack was saying, he's got to live on the corners. Can't throw that ball down the middle of the plate.
Trying to elevate. Catcher tonight is Hector Jimenez, and last night it was Tyler Flowers behind the plate. You can see the target by the catcher. Yep. He wanted him to chase that high fastball.
Well, he's going to move it around a lot, and that's part of his game plan.
Backdoor breaking ball, and Bonifacio strikes out. 1 down.
Let's take a look at the defense for the White Sox tonight. This is how they will line up. Good arms in the outfield. Viciedo in left field, Diaz in center field, and Alex Rios in right field, already with 4 outfield assists. Rookie Connor Gillespie will man third base. Ramirez, Keppinger, and Dunn finish up the infield. And he mentioned Jimenez behind the plate. This is just his 3rd start at catcher this year. And Ramirez, he's a good one. He has started and played all 13 games this year at shortstop for the White Sox.
He's an Iron Man. He's the first shortstop since Ozzie Guillen to play 4 consecutive seasons of 135 or more games at short. Melky Cabrera Tried to check, and the appeal to third is called a strike. Tony Randazzo down at third. And you're right, if the Jays chase Axelrod, he will just expand the zone.
Well, he's had a lot of success in the minor leagues doing that. Not so much up here at the big league level. But the Toronto Blue Jay hitters have to be disciplined and know that you can only swing inside the zone.
1-2. He's got a great slider. Very tight slider that he can spot. He's probably got more confidence in the slider than any pitch in his toolbox.
Throws it right out of that same arm slot as his fastball, and that's what you want to get, a little deception to that hitter.
That's ripped over Ramirez into center field. Diaz gets it quickly back into the infield to keep Melky Cabrera to a long single. J.P. Arancibia batting third at a big night last night.
He says he's just so much more relaxed at the plate when he starts hitting the balls like this with authority the other way. You got to figure that he is ready to just bust out. Feels like at times he's a little bit swing happy and he's not as patient as he should be. But right now that home run swing is starting to work for JP. 4 of them already.
All coming right here at Rogers Center. Cabrera at first. Arancibia really perked up when he heard that Chad Mottola had been named the hitting coach. They were together in Las Vegas when Arancibia had his best season in professional baseball. And Mottola told us we haven't seen the real J.P. Arancibia yet. Back up the middle, that hit Axelrod. Flip to second for 1-1. Wow, what a play by Ramirez. They almost turned 2. And you can see the smile on his face. That ball hit the heel of Axelrod, the pitcher. Arancibia says that should have been a base hit.
Yeah, he doesn't find much humor in that one. That was going right back up the middle, but he's able to get his foot on it. And it ricochets, what you know, right to Ramirez, and they almost turn it over. The ball sails a little bit on Clevenger. Well, that would have been pretty.
So 2 down. Edwin Encarnacion is the DH tonight. Edwin's starting to heat it up. He went 3 for 4 in the game last night. That's the pitch you got to lay off of, that tantalizing breaking ball down and away.
Well, he throws the fastball in off the plate so that he can get that pitch. When you don't have the kind of velocity to blow hitters away, you're going to have to make good pitches in the outer half, and the only way you're going to get away with them is throw a fastball in. Josh Johnson needs to do that more.
Hot back over the White Sox dugout of play.
He's the type of pitcher, and we talked about it in baseball vernacular as pitching backwards. What does that mean?
Well, you know, backwards, what it means really is you're throwing a fastball in a breaking ball situation, you're throwing a breaking ball in a fastball situation.
And he's the kind of guy who has to do that, I think, to keep the hitters off balance.
Off the plate.
So hitters have to think like that when they're facing a guy like this. You have to think backwards. 2-0 count, you might get a slider.
Yeah.
3-1, you might get a changeup or a curveball or a slider. So you have to think that way.
There's a 3-1 changeup right here.
Popped up again over near the White Sox dugout. Catcher's over there, Dunn's over there. Jimenez had a shot at it, reached over the railing, and you can see he was disappointed. He didn't make the catch. He got there in plenty of time.
You know, it would have been an easier play for Adam Dunn to make that play. He's over there. He's got the bigger glove. He doesn't have to deal with all that equipment. Adam Dunn just starts to reach. He's called off. Watch it one more time. But Dunn gets over there. Looks like he was ready to reach for it. Called off by Jimenez, and then he misses it. But certainly a catchable ball.
Yeah, you always want the first baseman to make the play if he can get there. It's an easier play for him. Full count, 2 outs. There goes the runner at first, and it's popped in the air. Diaz, the center fielder, is there. The Blue Jays are down in the first. They strand the base runner. It's scoreless after 1 here at Rogers Center. With the Blue Jays, and he brings a lot of energy. You talk about a guy that has changed things a little bit around the Blue Jays. This is right at the start of the game. He bows to home plate, then he turns over and bows to the third base umpire. Mr. Umpire, good luck tonight. Mr. Umpire at second, same to you, and let's all have a good ball game. I tell you what, you talk about a guy immediately fitting in with the ball club. Kawasaki has been that guy.
If only he would have more fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, the one thing you can definitely say about him is he's having fun doing it. He came over here, and I think he understood his role. And, he says, I'm going to make the best of it. And the guys have really been drawn to him.
Adam Dunn, a ball and a strike.
When we see guys get base hits and start bowing to everybody, we'll know that he's affected the team.
When you saw Brett Laurie asking, am I supposed to bow like this at the start of the game? Adam Dunn's had a rough road trip. He's 1 for 23 on the road trip. And he has 4 hits in his last 40 at-bats.
But you still have to respect him. And that's why the Blue Jays have those 3 infielders on the right side. Brett Laurie. That is him out behind Adam Lind and in short right field. Look at that. You have to respect that power.
And he's prone to the strikeout. 15 strikeouts now and 41 at-bats. Fans, it's time for our BlackBerry Sneak Peek Stat of the Game, brought to you by the new BlackBerry Z10, built to keep you moving.
Well, there you see the mile-per-hour difference in Josh Johnson's fastball. Tonight he's been throwing close to 90 miles an hour, or 94 miles an hour. In his second start in Detroit on a cold, rainy, damp, ugly night, he barely could get to 90. So it looks like he's feeling good again early in the game here tonight.
And if you went back and you looked at the pitch usage in that start in Detroit, that fastball barely touching 90 miles an hour. He only used it 35% of the time, so something was up, and I bet a lot of it had to do with the cold. I mean, it was brutal that day.
He wasn't out there long enough to use it much more than that, just 4 outs. Paul Konerko jumps on that high fastball and rips it into center. Konerko, that's just his 5th hit in 31 at-bats with nobody on. He's been a much better hitter when he's got guys on base.
Typically, guys, in cold weather, it's really hard to get a feel for your breaking ball. And therefore, you probably want to throw more fastballs, especially early on the inner half of the plate, because hitters don't like it there. But that one, you can see a fastball just got too much of the plate up in the zone. You can't do that to guys like Paul Konerko.
He can hit. He just keeps getting better and better the longer he plays.
Connor Gillespie playing at third base tonight. And the ball game last night as a pinch hitter. And he struck out against Casey Janssen in the ninth. That snapped his 5-game hit streak. It was 9 for 19 during that streak of 474 average.
He's got a little throwback to him, I think. Just saw him for that first time last night. He's a rookie, but no batting gloves. Like to get some dirt, mix it in with some of that pine tar. Look at that. That's old-time baseball right there. A throwback. He can hit. He's got a nice short swing.
Mentioned his average. Off to a great start to his season. 12 for 28 against right-handed pitching. And there's what Pat was talking about. You don't see many guys that don't use batting gloves anymore.
Yep. He likes the feel of that dirt up against that wood.
You can see the pitch tracks there. He's throwing everything away, and maybe he just doesn't have the confidence. He needs to throw the fastball in and then the breaking ball again in on the foot, because once the hitter sees the ball middle half in a fastball, then he'll swing over the top of that same pitch breaking ball.
Gillespie takes a walk, so 2 reach with 1 out. A single to center, and now a 1-out walk. So that'll bring the left fielder to the plate, Dayan Viciedo. Had a good night last night. He went 3 for 4, drove in a run. He's starting to show signs that he's going to break out of a early season slumber. 4 for 19 on this road trip.
And a lot of strikeouts too. He's been experimenting with a little bit of a leg kick, and he's working with that in spring training. And right now you catch him a little bit in between. Had a good at bat, I thought, last night, late in that game. Ended up hitting a double against Aaron Loop, but one of the things that Jeff Manto worked all spring with him was try to get and incorporate a leg kick in his swing just to generate a little bit more bat speed, a little bit more power.
Way inside.
Well, there's a pitch where he moved his feet. And we'll see if he gets the outer half or if he comes right back in.
Ball and a strike, scoreless game, top of the 2nd inning. Konerko singled. He's in scoring position at second. Gillespie at first. Off-speed pitch tapped foul. Viciedo is 24 years old. Last year was his first full season with the White Sox, and they've got some good young position players. Of course, they lost one, Gordon Beckham, the second baseman, who had surgery today to repair a fractured hamate bone. 1-2.
Josh got to be aware of Paul Konerko on second base. You remember that he let Miguel Cabrera steal third without taking a peek at him.
Ball in the dirt. It's 2-2.
And Konerko probably runs as well, if not better, than Cabrera does. Pitchers just can't fall into a rut and not take a peek at the runners.
In his last start, he threw just 7 pitches and got 2 outs in the first inning, and then he walked Cabrera, walked Fielder, and then Cabrera stole third. That set up that run in the first. That's a good pitch right in on the hands of Viciedo.
A little bit tardy on that one.
Be a lot of guys tardy when you throw it that hard on the inner half. And you can see Viciedo not really feeling good. That ball stung his hands. He might have even broken his bat there.
Breaking ball. He strikes out. That's 3 strikeouts already for Josh Johnson. Fans, if you want your baseball questions answered by our team of experts, email asktheexperts@sportsnet.ca. And then keep your eye out for the Home Hardware Ask the Expert segment later in the ball game. 2 down. Johnson trying to strand a pair of base runners here in the second. Shortstop Alexei Ramirez. Ramirez has been a clutch hitter for most of his career. Last year, he hit .339 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. That's where he is right now.
He's still looking for his first hit with runners in scoring position this year, but you're right. He could use the whole field, and he'll track that ball a little bit longer with guys on base.
Well, he's got a good breaking ball tonight. He had nothing like that last time.
Well,
out.
and the reason for that is that fastball inside. When you're throwing the ball off the plate, making them move a little bit inside, and making them aware that you're willing to come inside, then you throw that breaking ball, and even though it's down in the zone, they're going to start chasing that stuff.
Ball and a strike.
And try to go up this time.
Wow. Tough pitch to take right there.
Larry Manover is a veteran umpire, and you can see the velocity is good for Johnson tonight. This is what we saw most of the spring.
Yep.
He pitched like this in Philadelphia on the final exhibition game of the spring.
Had a chance to go watch him in spring training towards the end and got right behind home plate. And he was really working downhill, meaning that ball was coming. He's 6'7". He throws right over the top, and he really creates a downward angle with that ball. One thing that I was really surprised about with Josh Johnson, first time seeing him, was his slider. It's good.
Yeah, he's got a good hard slider.
Tight breaking slider and a good curveball.
3 balls and a strike. Little looper into center. That's going to drop for a base hit. Rasmus is coming up throwing. Konerko stopped at third. Kobe Rasmus, thought you mentioned he was playing shallow tonight, and that certainly saved Josh Johnson, at least for the time being.
And the ball wasn't hit that hard, and he got to it quickly. He charges the ball, and on the turf, the ball's going to get quickly, and it's going to hop right up to you. Two-seamer right in on the hands, and it's muscled in the center field by Ramirez. Konerko's running on anything with 2 outs, and here comes Colby charging, and watch where he catches the ball right on his glove side, all in one motion, quickly getting the ball back into the infield.
Dwayne Murphy is working with the outfielders, and he has good credentials. Konerko's at third, Gillespie at second, and Ramirez at first, and there's the first rip by Hector Jimenez. Hector Jimenez is the catcher. Jimenez is a veteran that's been around, and he's providing some backup here. Last year, Tyler Flowers was the backup catcher to A.J. Pierzynski. Jimenez is 30 years old. Well, that's a good slider. Boy, it's tough to pick up the spin when he's throwing it as tight as he is right now.
And now he's got him set up for anything right here. He can go just about anywhere.
Well, there's no sense. I mean, if you can get a guy swinging and missing right there, you got to come right back with it. See if he'll do it twice in a row. You got JP doing a good job of blocking this ball, keeping it out in front, and you can see he's sitting dead red. When a guy misses that bad, he's looking for a fastball. There's no sense giving in to him.
So you say don't even mess around.
No,
throw
the same pitch in the same spot. Just see if you can do it. Keep it down.
0-2, 2 outs.
And he did.
Chase that one.
Yeah, you got 3 pitches to throw, 1 good strike.
That's a good way to look at it. I like your percentages.
Well, you just don't want to leave it over the middle where in their what I call the whooping zone.
Aaron Seavey has it go off his glove. Konerko comes home, and they score a run. White Sox have taken a 1-0 lead on the wild pitch by Josh Johnson. Boy, that's a tough one when you're ahead of the hitter and a chance to get out of the inning. They let one get away.
Yeah, you hold on to that ball just a little bit too long. Going for the strikeout. Looked like it might have been a slider.
That's a slider. See how much more it breaks laterally instead of vertically. And that's a tough one for a catcher, Buck. You can address that. It's hard to get your body out in front of that and knock it down.
Skipped right past him. 2-2 now. There's the strikeout. 1 pitch too late. The White Sox score a run to take a 1-0 lead. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Adam Lind will start things off. Lind had a pair of hits last night. Brett Laurie with his first at-bat of the season. And Colby Erasmus when we come back. Hannibal every Thursday. Lots of fans here at Rogers Center touring the J Shop, checking out the new memorabilia for the new season. That guy's got an armful right there, making sure that his son has the latest and greatest Blue Jay item. Yep, try it on. Perfect. Jose Reyes has been on the bench last couple of nights, and he's got that million megawatt smile, even though he's on the DL with that bad ankle.
He got some good news about no surgery to that ankle.
Went down to North Carolina and had an ankle expert look at it, and they guaranteed him that he didn't need surgery, and they thought that the recovery time might be shortened a bit.
All good news.
Adam Lind picks one inside. Then had a pair of hits in last night's game, creeping up toward 200. We talked about it last night, how he feels great at the plate. Just hasn't had the early results he would like. Sharply hit. Jeff Tempinger flips it to Dunn, one out.
Third baseman, number 13, Brett Laurie.
Blue Jays got the third baseman back. Brett Laurie injured himself during the WBC and didn't play in the WBC, so he hasn't had an awful lot of bats this season. Goes after that first pitch breaking ball. Laurie played in 7 games before he joined Team Canada during the World Baseball Classic. It was 4 for 17 in spring training, but that was early in March.
Timing can be a little bit off. You're even facing A-ball pitchers, and there's a huge difference between pitchers in the Florida State League and big league pitchers. They just don't have that type of command.
Breaking ball strike. Always behind 1-2.
So if the timing's off just a little bit, it's understandable. Having him just in the lineup, the energy that he brings, his bat, and his great range at third base.
Strike 3 called. Fastball on the outside corner. You can see the location perfectly executed by Dylan Axelrod. That's his second strikeout of the night.
That's where he has got to live to be effective. Down and away. You can't give up on that ball. Got to stay right with it. Nothing you can do about that, Brett. Those were 3 pretty good pitches thrown at him.
Yeah, he didn't split the heart of the plate on any one pitch.
Colby Rasmus goes after the first pitch. Rasmus was 1 for 3 last night. He had a sharp double in the 8th inning off the left-hander Donnie Veal. Breaking ball. That's a pretty good pitch. Tough one to lay off of.
Yeah, he knows exactly what the White Sox are going to try and do to him. He said they're going to throw breaking balls just off the plate, and they're going to try and elevate the fastball to him. He knows what they want to do.
There's a good breaking ball. That looked like more of a curveball than the slider. Well, Colby's in a hole 1 and 2. To center, Diaz turns and runs, looking up, home run, Colby Rasmus. Number 4.
Pretty good game plan. They said they were going to try and throw breaking balls. They were going to try and get it to reach for him on the plate and then elevate the fastball. Everything that Axelrod threw up there was exactly what Colby was looking for. He just made one mistake. He didn't elevate that fastball. He threw it right into the zone where Rasmus has been crushing balls this year. He is a low ball hitter. He goes down and gets that bad boy.
There's something about when he hits the ball and he squares it up, the sound of the bat hitting the ball, you almost know. You don't even have to watch. You can almost know that it's gone.
Storis.
Rasmus took Axelrod deep last year. And in that series in Chicago, if you remember, Rasmus had that big series in July. And he took him deep in the first inning.
Off-speed pitch. Colby Rasmus had a career-high 23 home runs last year, and Brett Laurie, he's glad to be back with the big boys.
Oh, right there.
Storis strikes out. That ends the inning, but Colby Rasmus tied it up with one swing of the bat. A 2-out home run to center on Dylan Axelrod, his 4th of the season. April 30th, and the Blue Jays will welcome in the Boston Red Sox. That game starts at 7:07 p.m. Great prizes to be won. You can throw out the first pitch and autograph merchandise also available. T-shirts. Follow the Blue Jays on Twitter and use the handle @BlueJays and the hashtag #LoveThisTeam. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 or log on to BlueJays.com to order your tickets. Top of the order. Alejandro Diaz, the center fielder, waves at one. strike. Diaz showed bunt. Takes pitch he thought was upstairs. It's 1-2.
When you throw the breaking ball down in the zone, then throw that high heater up in the zone, what do the hitters want to look for? They have to be guessing.
Piazza goes too far, and Seavey goes to first. It's another strikeout. Johnson's got 5.
He was guessing right there.
We mentioned the Red Sox would be in town on April 30th, and we certainly wanted to send our condolences and prayers and thoughts with the victims of the bombing in Boston. And all around baseball, everybody is honoring the victims. And how about the Yankees tonight? They're playing at Yankee Stadium. And in the 8th inning of their game, they're going to play Sweet Caroline. That's what the Red Sox are used to at Fenway Park. So as a tribute to the victims of the bombing, the Yankee fans are going to sing Sweet Caroline in New York. That's pretty awesome.
I think so. So many people are comparing it to what New York went through back in 2001.
Either case, it's just a terrible thing. There's so much hate in the world that baseball is trying to do their part in showing one of the greatest rivalries in the game that they're willing to accept a little.
A lot more important things in sports, that's for sure. Jeff Keppinger, the second baseman, fights it off and fouls it down the right side. 1-1 ball game.
Well, you see 3 pitches there on the inner half, and you saw that last swing by Keppinger. Those are the kind of swings you'd like to see when you're pitching. Guys can't do much with balls on that side of the plate.
Then he chases the breaking ball down and away. Aaron Seavey, for a second time this inning, goes to first for the strikeout. That's 6 strikeouts now for Johnson.
Well, he's getting hitters to do exactly what Dylan Axelrod wants him to do, and that is expand the zone. He's doing that by establishing the fastball in. Those are all breaking balls. He's throwing a lot of breaking balls down in the dirt, down away, back foot. And the reason he's getting all those big numbers is because of that fastball inside.
You know, pitches got a lot more finish on it tonight than the last time we saw Josh Johnson pitching. Finish meaning that they're coming towards the plate, and about halfway there they dip out of the strike zone, but it fools the hitter. They've really got a little something extra on that curveball and that slider too.
Alex Rios, a ball and a strike. Just off the plate inside.
Well, that pitch serves a purpose other than just being a ball.
Breaking ball, that's a fair ball down the left field line. It bounces off the wall. Cabrera over to get it, and he'll lob it back in as Rios has a 2-out double.
That breaking ball right there is left up a little bit over the plate. Rios is the kind of guy that can extend his arms with a fastball in, even though he missed inside the previous pitch. If he could have doubled back up with it, he's not going to take those kind of swings.
Yeah, when you face those guys who are hot, and Rios is hot. He came into this game at 360 with 4 home runs. They don't miss mistakes when they're swinging the bat like that.
Opposite field, Melky Cabrera on the track, up against the wall, makes the catch. Dunn made a bid for an opposite field home run, but Melky Cabrera ran it down on the warning track in the left. The White Sox strand the base runner. Long run by the left fielder Cabrera just before he hits the wall. Kawasaki last night had an interesting night. He bows as his Stores crosses the plate with the home run, and he slices this ball to the wall in left center for his first major league triple. And he has provided an awful lot of energy and a cultural change to the dugout of the Blue Jays for sure.
Well, they're having fun with him, and he's playing well, and that's a lot easier to have fun with a guy that plays well.
What was Gibby saying today? That he's having a lot of fun and he's talking a lot, but nobody understands it. But they're having fun with him.
He shows butt and takes the ball. Kawasaki played 12 seasons in Japan. And he played on 2 World Series title teams, 2003 and 2011. The SoftBank Hawks won the Nippon Professional Baseball League World Series. Wants this one, but it's foul. And you know what? You just don't know how long Kawasaki's going to play here, but nobody is questioning what he's done so far. He has done everything that you could hope for, filling in for Jose Reyes.
That's big shoes to fill, first of all. Reyes is an all-star batting champ, the whole thing. He brings the whole package. The main thing they want to see from Kawasaki, just catch the ball, make the plays at shortstop. Any type of offense that you give us is going to be a bonus. Just catch the ball, make the routine play. And we will weather the storm as Jose Reyes is on the disabled list.
2-2. Hit on the ground. Keppinger to his right. Throws out Kawasaki. First out of the third.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Beautiful shot of CN Tower in downtown Toronto. Roof is closed here at Rogers Center. Back to the top of the order. Emilio Bonifacio struck out on a breaking pitch his first time up. There's another breaking ball for a strike.
They're going to pick on the rookie at third base, Connor Gillespie. That's 3 times now that they have showed bunt, trying to drop in front of the rookie third baseman. See if he can make that play.
0-2. Bonifacio scored a run, drove in a run last night by 1-for-3 effort. He strikes out. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. That's a pretty ugly line. Mike Napoli with the big bat tonight. He's already hit 2 doubles and driven in 3 runs.
And a homecoming for Tito Francona, too. He's not going to like it. He's going to wish they went back on the road.
Well, I've never met a manager who likes to see his pitcher walk 5 guys in 1 inning.
Melky Cabrera. Puts the ball in a strike to Cabrera. 2 outs. John Gibbons, the manager, will join us from the dugout after this half inning. Oh, foul. 0-2. Cabrera was shut out last night. He had a sac fly, drove in a run. He also walked. Had 2 RBIs for the season. Goes up and gets that fastball and hooks it foul.
They've got a nice little scouting report on Melky Cabrera. First 2 games in this series with 2 strikes, they've tried to go upstairs with a fastball.
He was looking for that breaking ball. Stayed back and just fouled fouls it back.
He had a good at bat last night. Remember that with the high fastball, 2 strikes and a runner at third base?
Well, he knows he just missed that pitch. He would love to see that same one.
Little tapper on that breaking ball away. 1-1 ball game. We are in the bottom of the third. Another reminder, John Gibbons will join us after this half inning from the dugout. We'll get his take on the early innings of this ball game. That's the case every night, every Tuesday night when the Blue Jays are here at Rogers Center. Another 0-2 pitch. Pops straight back over the screen. Dylan Axelrod got his first major league win against the Blue Jays September 26, 2011. He started that game against Dustin McGowan. It was in Chicago, and Axelrod left with a 3-0 lead to pick up his first big league W. Might have broken his bat. Cabrera grounds out to second base. A quick inning for Dylan Axelrod. It's a 1-1 game. We'll go to the fourth. John Gibbons coming up. From the Blue Jays dugout. John, we were talking about the home run Colby Rasmus hit. When he squares it up, there's no doubt about it. What's it sound like down in that dugout?
Oh, I tell you what, he's got some big time power, and you know, the guy tried to sneak the fastball by him. That's tough to do. You know, you can't sneak a piece of cheese by the rat. You guys know how the saying goes.
Josh Johnson seems to have his velocity up a little bit tonight, kind of like he did opening night here. Breaking ball seems a little bit sharper, or you see something any different there tonight?
Yeah, you know, Jack, I thought he was forcing a little bit early, maybe overthrowing a little bit. I thought he looked much better that last inning, but he's got that good curveball. I think he needs to keep using that. But, you know, and Aaron Seaba's doing a pretty good job blocking the ball behind the plate. So I think he's going to settle in this inning.
All right, John, thanks for your time.
Okay, guys.
We are in the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Konerko, Gillespie, and Viciedo. This is with that first pitch breaking ball. Konerko single to center to lead off the second. Came around to score on the wild pitch. 1-1.
One thing you got to be careful with a guy like Konerko is you try to trick him with the same pitch twice, and good hitters recognize that.
You speaking from experience?
I think so. You think you're throwing a good pitch to a good hitter, and you back it up with the same pitch, and you see it lost in the seats out there somewhere, and you wonder why. And the reason is because they adjust. The good hitters recognize it and adjust.
1-2 to Konerko. This ball is driven to right. Bonifacio gets there, and Konerko is down. 1 out. I think that's why starting pitchers, the great ones, and I'll put you in that category. I truly respect your career. It was phenomenal. I think good starting pitchers have to be smart, great athletes, and tough competitors.
Yeah. Well, they have to trust their stuff. Josh Johnson, I mean, there's a world of guys that would love to be able to take the mound with his kind of stuff, and he'll start gaining confidence in it again. You know, his first 2 starts he had a tough time locating, but tonight you're seeing a lot better location, and the results are coming because of that.
how is it that guys who can throw like that, they feel like they can't get guys out? There are a couple pitchers that I've played against and guys that I have watched who throw 98 miles an hour, and they think they don't have good stuff. They can't get big league hitters out.
They tend to be falling behind in the counts, and that's my whole point. This game, we all know it, guys. We all know that it's 90% attitude in what you believe in yourself.
Connor Gillespie hits it to Lind. He knocks it down. Johnson's there at first for the out. Hot shot, but Lind stayed in front of it and picks up the out.
Finish up on it. I think it's just a matter of giving hitters too much credit, Tabby. Sometimes you got to realize the greatest hitters in the game get out 7 out of 10 times. So you got to just feed off of that and rely on a good defense right there.
Nice job by Lind to take care of that hot smash. Might have got a little bit of that bare hand on the left side.
Fielder Viciedo. Look at the range from Lloyd. Good to have him back at third. Quick inning for Josh Johnson. Just 8 pitches in before that gets him back in line. The Blue Jays have done a great job of scoring runs in this series with the home run. Buck Martinez, Jack Morris, Pat Tabler with you tonight, 3 in the booth. And Pat, the Blue Jays have now hit 14 home runs at Rogers Center in just 8 games, and this is really becoming a homer dome for them.
Well, they've always been known to hit a lot of home runs in this ballpark. They're getting the ball up in the air. That's the most important thing when you're trying to hit home runs. Get the ball up in the air. And think about it. Jose Bautista now has missed 5 games this year.
JP Arancibia hit a home run last night, and Josh Johnson's off to a pretty good start as well. That's a good sign for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's starting to feel it, and this is the way he pitched in the spring. Maybe even better breaking ball tonight than we even saw all of spring, but he's coming at the hitters. He's aggressive. That last out is something that makes me smile because he just ate up Viciedo with a fastball in there. And you got Brett Laurie, like you say, covering ground over there. A little difference there. You know, we haven't had the entire lineup that John Gibbons envisioned leaving spring training in the game yet.
And you're not going to have it until maybe the All-Star break, with Reyes being out.
That last pitch, Buck, he almost came out of his chair. Did you see him? He got so fired up about that fastball, sawing off Viciedo.
3-0 to Arancibia. There's your strike.
In the meantime, Dylan Axelrod is doing his part. He's hitting his spots very, very well, and not centering any balls in the middle of the plate hardly.
That's off the end of the bat. That's going to sneak through the infield into center. Remember, friends, the Edwin Encarnacion bobblehead is presented by the Toronto Star. It'll be given away Sunday, April 21st, when the Blue Jays take on the New York Yankees. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. First 20,000 fans will receive an Edwin Encarnacion bobblehead. For tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Or you can always log on to BlueJays.com to pick up your Blue Jay tickets. First pitch strike to Encarnacion. Arancibia at first with the leadoff single. Edwin flied out to center field his first time up. That shatters, and Arancibia's in no man's land. He's going to get forced to second. Keppinger kind of got in between. There was a chance that they could get two with Arancibia right there in between, but all they can get is the lead runner, and that keeps the double play in order.
Looking out over the plate from this pitch, this looks like a two-seamer that just eats up Edwin right in on his hands, and the bat shatters. Now the base runner, you're right, Arancibia, there's nowhere to go right there. He's got to make sure that that ball goes down. Watch JP get a secondary lead, start to take off and say, wait a minute, if he catches that, that's a double play. Does the right thing. Edwin exchanges places with him.
And that's what can happen with a good inside fastball right there. Especially to guys that love to extend their hands.
Lynn grounded out sharply to the second baseman his first time up. This time not so sharply. Keppinger to second, and that's all they'll get. Both of those plays, ball will not hit that well. Keppinger can only get one on both plays, but now they're two down.
Playing a little bit deeper at second base. Keppinger, he played third base like you mentioned last night, and now with Gordon Beckham out with that hamate injury, Keppinger's going to play some second base. Played a little bit deep there and just couldn't turn the double play.
Brett Laurie was a strikeout victim in his first at bat of the season. He was called out on an outside fastball. Let me ask you this. How in the world does Dylan Axelrod break bats at 87, 88 miles an hour?
Well, that was a tailing fastball. It really ran in hard. The hitter sees it out over the plate, and he starts to swing, and he's committed, so he's going to take that full swing, and it runs in on his hands. And it does not hit the sweet part of the bat. It's right off the label, and they can break in half easy.
Ripped to left field and caught by Ramirez. He got it before it got to left field. With his back turned towards second base, he spears that line drive, and Laurie is denied his first hit of the season. It's a 1-1 game. We'll go to the fifth. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Black and Gray broadcast studio. Josh Johnson threw just 8 pitches to set down the White Sox in order in the fourth. Shortstop Alexei Ramirez goes after the first pitch. This is exactly what I expected from Johnson when I watched him all spring long. Command of the strike zone, ability to get his fastball to both sides of the plate. Ball is driven toward the alley and right and hit deep, but Bonifacio gets there just shy of the warning track.
You know, one thing that's been impressive with Josh Johnson also tonight against the right-handers, that two-seam fastball riding hard, right in on their hands. You've seen a lot of righties pull their hands in and they just can't extend through on that fastball.
Well, that's what they end up doing. They end up opening their hips a little bit. They're trying to get the head of the bat out. One thing hitters hate is to see a pitcher beat them inside. They want to make sure the pitcher knows they can't. So they start cheating that way, and that's when they're really susceptible to that pitch outside or the breaking ball down and away.
Catchers pick up on that, or the guys on the bench can pick up on that and relay it to them. Watch the last batter you were just talking about, Alexei Ramirez. Watch that front side open up just a little bit more, a little bit quick, and he just can't get the barrel to the ball. He has to pull his hands in.
Hector Jimenez, the catcher, he's 30 years old. He's the backup catcher starting tonight in game 2 of this 4-game series. Signed originally with Houston way back in 2000. How's that ball back?
Another good fastball running right in there on Jimenez. One thing we haven't seen Josh do tonight very much at all is throw any off-speed pitches. It's been power, power, power. But he's able to locate, and he's really getting in a groove with those two pitches.
Keep it simple. Whatever it is, it's working. A run on 3 hits. Ooh. Johnson thought it was pretty good. Manover didn't like it. Boy, he's bunching him up pretty good in a good spot down and away.
Well, you start dropping that back door, Uncle Charlie, on. It's just not too much fun for the hitter.
Full count. Weak ground ball. Big hop for Asturas, and Menace is out. 6 straight retired by Johnson. Well, this is the one thing that Alex Anthopoulos had on his mind when he went out and revamped the starting rotation. Dickey was good on Saturday, Morrow on Sunday, Burley last night, and now Johnson off to a good start here tonight.
And there's such contrast between all 4 of those guys.
Alejandro De Aza, he's whiffed twice tonight.
Let's don't forget about Jay Happ also.
Oh, by the way, he's just leading the team in wins.
He's so great. He's been the most consistent of all of them. Line to left. Cabrera is right there. Takes it about knee high and left. Another good inning for Josh Johnson. He's retired 7 straight. Colby Erasmus will lead things off. Last time up, he went deep to center to knot it at 1-all. listeners can watch every Blue Jays game this season on Sportsnet live on your smartphone. Visit RogersAnyPlaceTV.com/sports to get started. You can take your smartphone with you when you're buying all that Blue Jays memorabilia, and you won't miss a pitch. That looks good. Whose name's he got on that?
Josh Johnson.
Oh, perfect time.
That's good karma.
Heck of a ball game. Contrasting styles of pitchers have pitched well here. Both teams with just one run on 3 hits. Pete Walker getting a first-hand look from the eyes of J.P. Arencibia about Josh Johnson. Arencibia, of course, learning Josh Johnson, and Pete Walker getting to know both of them really for the first time as the pitching coach.
Well, it does take time for everybody to kind of settle in. You know, 1 or 2 starts does not make a season, and tonight it looks like Josh is a little more determined. He's starting to get a feel for things and being a lot more aggressive.
Is that what you would call the definition of the game face?
That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw that.
I think that look right there is, when are you going to score some runs for me, face?
No, I think he's thinking, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, and those other guys will take care of their own business.
Exactly.
Rasmus hits it hard. Keppinger from his knee. Good hustle by Rasmus. Keppinger had a little trouble getting to his feet. He went to his right, down on his knees to catch it, and Rasmus has his second hit of the night.
And he just couldn't get enough on that ball to get him over at first base. He plays very deep. Both he and Ramirez, the shortstop, play very deep to take hits away like that. And again, he just couldn't get enough on that throw. He goes to his knees. Momentum taking him to the outfield. Not much on that one, and Colby legs it out.
He knew that he had to get rid of the ball quicker than he couldn't get his feet underneath him, so he just let it go, and Colby hustling there.
Yeah, all arm right there.
It's interesting. Robin Ventura, the manager, is out talking to home plate umpire Larry Vanover.
I wonder if he's talking about, you know how Colby stands up in the box and close to the plate, that maybe when he strides to hit the ball, maybe he thinks one of his foot are out of the batter's box. It's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, and take a look at Rasmus, how he strides and hits that ball, and his foot is on the line. And as long as you're touching the line, you're in the batter's box. Any kind of contact with that batter's box.
It can be your heel. It doesn't matter where.
It doesn't matter what it is, as long as there's contact with any part of that batter's box.
I guarantee you that's what he was talking about, that he is out of the batter's box when he makes contact with that ball.
It's worth a shot.
You don't say anything when they make outs.
Yeah.
You only say it when they get base hits.
They were waiting for that opportunity. Ripped right to Dunn, and Ventura doesn't have to worry about it now. Rasmus is doubled up on the liner. Esturris hit it hard, but right to the first baseman, and nothing Rasmus could do as a base runner to avoid that.
Boy, that ball, you can't hit a ball any harder than Meiser Esturris did right there. No chance for the base runner either. That ball is bam, bam, and over.
Dunn had one go off his glove last night in the first inning for a double. That time he made sure he snared it and turned it into 2. Ball on the strike on the Blue Jays shortstop Munenori Kawasaki. Chokes up on the bat for better bat control, and he can do some things if he stays back, puts it in play. There's an off-speed pitch.
Not a lot of power there, and the White Sox know that. They are playing him around the left field, and they're very shallow in the outfield. That worked to the Blue Jays' advantage last night.
Chase that pitch with 2 strikes. Couldn't take anything too close. There you see the shallow outfield. Infield couldn't be any more straight away.
Straight away, and they've shortened up a little bit on the left side because of the speed of Kawasaki. But again, that worked to the Blue Jays' advantage last night when he hit that triple. balls hit into the gaps, and the outfielders couldn't cut the ball off, and went all the way around to third base and scored on a sacrifice fly.
Inside.
One other thing we're seeing here with their catcher Hector Jimenez is he will get ahead. When Axelrod gets ahead in the count, he will literally stand up, almost, standing a little high, and show that high fastball. He wants him to go up in the zone, and he'll tap the ground sometimes.
No swing, and Kawasaki will go to first with a 2-out walk.
You see right here, he's going to touch the plate. He's pointing to the ground right there, and then he touches, keep it down, keep it down. And he does. He's pretty much showing him, look, I'll block the ball. Just make sure you keep it down.
You know what? That can work against him, too, because the guy on deck can see that.
Sure.
When he's standing up, and he'll say your first name for a breaking ball, or he'll say your last name for a fastball. I mean, you're giving away pitches when you're that animated.
Yeah, there's guys that like to hear it, and there's guys that don't want to hear it. Because if they miss or they cross them up, then they're angry at themselves because they're looking in a certain zone.
I think at this point, Jimenez just wants to make sure Axelrod executes his pitch.
This is more about pitcher and catcher working together than it is about worrying about, especially with nobody on base. Let's go right after him and make sure you throw the ball off the plate.
Kawasaki has a stolen base. He was a good base stealer. In fact, led the Japanese league in steals a couple of different seasons. Got a big lead now. Leadoff man Emilio Bonifacio has struck out twice. There goes Kawasaki to pitch this upstairs and throw to second in plenty of time. And the inning is over. We'll go to the top of the sixth, headed to the top of the sixth, and here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura, Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. From the Children's Aid Foundation, the TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. Welcome to Rogers Center, and you've been entertained by a couple of very impressive pitchers. Only 7 hits in the ball game in total, and just 2 runs each club with a run. So we'll go to the top of the 6th. The 2-3-4 for the White Sox. Jeff Keppinger, the second baseman, takes his strike. breaking ball down and away. I don't care who you are, what kind of ball club you have. When you get good pitching, you look like a good team.
Well, and that's why it's such a prized commodity.
You look like a different team, don't you?
Yeah.
You play the game crisp.
I think what happens is you get a good pitcher on the mound, and the defense is sharper. They're on their toes. They're more into the game. They're more apt to go out there and put some good swings on offensively. Everything is in a plus when you have a guy throwing the ball and really getting ahead in counts, keeping them off getting the guys back in the dugout quickly.
Just brings the whole team up, and that's when you get onto those nice winning streaks.
Pitcher strikes out for a second time. That's 7 for Josh Johnson. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Matt Waiters with his second home run of the season. Jake Arrieta on the mound for Baltimore. Arrieta has 3 walks and 3 strikeouts through 3 2/3. Alex Rios always hears the Bluebirds when he comes back to Rogers Center. He's signed, of course, as a #1 draft pick with Toronto. He's behind 0-1. Rios had a phenomenal season a year ago. Only 2 major leaguers in the big leagues accomplished what Rios and Ryan Braun did. They each hit 300. They had 30 doubles, 25 home runs, 90 RBIs, 20 steals, and 300 total bases.
He has always been the total package, I think. And there was always thought when the Blue Jays exposed him to waivers that he would take all of that talent one year and put it together. He's got power and speed. He's a good outfielder. He's got a great arm. I told you about the 4 assists that he's already had this year.
He can't check his swing on that sharp breaking ball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Johnson here in the 6th. The Sportsnet charity broadcast auction is presented by TD. In the Jays Care Community Clubhouse tonight, youth assisting youth. The Jays Care Clubhouse always welcoming in great organizations that help out the kids. It's part of the Sportsnet charity broadcast auction. You can make a donation of $50 or more to the Jays Care Foundation before April 24th, and you will be entered into the all-access contest. It's an opportunity to throw out the ceremonial first pitch before a Blue Jays game. You can have a batting practice visit, meet and greet with John Gibbons. For more information, log on to bluejays.com/broadcast auction. Josh Johnson with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Jack, Adam Dunn's got great power. He's got power the other way. Almost powered one out here. How would you pitch him? Where do you find a weakness in his swing?
Well, most guys with power love to extend their hands.
Ground ball. Laurie is in shallow right. Quickly to first, and Johnson retires his Sox in order. 10 straight set down by the big right-hander. It's a 1-1 game, middle of the 6th. pitch-by-pitch and enjoy in-game video highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry Z10. Season-long subscriptions packages are available for $19.99. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. At Bat 13 is the official app of Major League Baseball. And I'm looking at it right now. It is absolutely perfect for watching games, keeping track of everybody around
you could
baseball.
imagine.
Emilio Bonifacio bunts foul on the first pitch. Bonifacio was at the plate when Kawasaki was thrown out to end the bottom of the fifth. Both managers have to be pleased with their pitchers tonight. Both working into the sixth inning. You know, baseball is a beautiful game, and it doesn't make any difference if you're a #1 pick or if you're a 30th round pick. Axelrod was the 30th round pick of the Padres in 2007 and was eventually released. That ball is drilled to right. Rios got a good jump and makes the catch.
How about the guy we saw last night pitch for the Blue Jays, Mark Burley? He was a 38th round draft pick by the White Sox and made it all the way to the big leagues. Had a great career too.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to a formula. You sign free agents, you take gambles on 38th round picks, and Axelrod was released by the Padres in 2009, but he wanted to continue to pitch and actually pitched in independent league. He was signed by the White Sox from the Windy City Thunderbolts.
Household name.
You just never know where you're going to find pitching. Of course, you come from an area where there was a lot of independent baseball played up in Minneapolis, and they have had a rich tradition of sending players to the major leagues again.
Some good ones.
Didn't you pitch independent ball?
I did after my big league career. I went back and pitched a half a year with the St. Paul Saints.
Yeah, that's the team where
Daryl Strawberry was on our team, yep. And had a lot of fun. Had a chance to go back into pro ball, but made a bad choice at the time.
Well, the Frontier League is interesting, and it was basically in the upper Midwest, most of the teams, and they've moved around different franchises, but they've sent 23 players to the big leagues. Some of those players include Brendan Donnelly, who won a World Series with the Angels in 2002. George Sherrill, who later on became an All-Star. Chris Jakubauskas, who came up to the big leagues with the Mariners. This is popped up over near the seats along the third baseline, and Gillespie gets there, and Cabrera is retired.
The 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Perfect setup, father and son at Rogers Center, taking in a Blue Jays game. Can't ask for better than that. Throw in a little ice cream and you're got it made.
Now all they need is a Blue Jay win. That's what they came here for.
JP Arancibia, he can do it with one swing of the bat. Got a home run in last night's game. That tied it up at 2-2 in the first. He was thinking about it.
He was telling me today that he's got to trust his hands. He thinks that there's more in there, a higher batting average if he can trust his hands just a little bit more. We saw the power the other way.
Got a hanger, but fouled it back. The ball backed up on him and kind of tied him up.
And that's the pitch where he says he's got to trust his hands. That pitch on the inside part of the plate. He feels at times that he's a little bit too slow and he gets jammed where he takes it. That time he was all over it.
Bottom of the sixth inning. A 1-1 game. Driven to right center and deep. Piazza looking up. J.P. Arancibia, home run. Just about the same spot he hit it last night.
Last night it bounced off the top of the wall and out of the ballpark. Tonight he clears it. On a line, too. 2 strikes. You've got to be confident with your hands that you can stay short and stay quick. And with his power, he's got outstanding power. It's going to go. Not a lot of movement with the lower half. That's all with his hands right there. And look how far he hits it.
Number 5 for Arancibia. Encarnacion hits one into center on the first pitch. Picks up his first hit of the night.
Well, Axelrod has got to hit his spots for him to be successful. It's a fastball with 2 strikes, and watch how this ball leaks back out over the plate. He doesn't get it high enough.
Yeah, him is trying to get him to run the ball up, leaves it out over the plate. That one got belt high, inner half, and Edwin drives it. So basically what you're talking about is here's a guy that's been hitting his spots all night long, running the ball off the plate. He leaves 2 out over, and the Blue Jays capitalize on it.
This is my point about how challenging it is to be a starting pitcher. 3rd time through the order. He doesn't have enough weapons to show them anything different. That's Bobby Thigpen, who is the acting pitching coach. Don Cooper, the pitching coach in his 25th season in the White Sox organization, is at home recuperating. He's been hospitalized, and Bobby Thigpen is the bullpen coach that's serving as the pitching coach. Hector Santiago was very effective here last night. He pitched an inning and 2/3 and didn't allow a thing. So he is cranking it up in a hurry. Of course, Axelrod will have to face Lynn because the pitching coach has made a trip to the mound, and he will have to complete this at bat.
And of course, you got Laurie coming up, the right-hander. The next lefty would be Colby Rasmus.
They might have been a little bit late in getting Santiago started. It's the 6th inning, and how much more can you expect from Axelrod?
Well, the pitch count's getting over 86 pitches, so he's still got 14 or so to get to that mythical 100 mark.
Lynn. Yeah, I'm not even talking about pitch count. I'm talking about where they are in the inning.
Yeah, and
3rd time through the order.
3rd time through. I think that point is very true. You can throw them one way. You change up then on the 2nd time through. Now the 3rd time through, the batters should all have seen. They have seen all the things that you have to offer.
You know, and it leads to why scouts are looking for those power arms. When you're a guy that throws in the mid-90s, there's more room for error. You can get away with pitches because guys just have to quicken up and start cheating with their hands, opening up with their hips. And when a guy is in the mid-80s, like most kids in high school, they've got to be almost perfect, and it's hard to be perfect. Very few people are.
You miss those spots, bad things are going to happen to you.
Well, to give you an idea, and we've talked about the difference in these 2 pitchers tonight, Axelrod is 6 foot 185, dealing with Johnson, who's 6'7", 250. I mean, it's a totally different ball game. Johnson's got plenty in his tank. I don't care how many pitches he's thrown.
Yeah, and Josh is pretty effortless in the way he pitches. You think that he could really muss up another 5 miles an hour, but he's free and easy.
Adam Lynn's having a good look at it. Axelrod in this at bat.
You know, now that's not to say that you can't play in the big leagues and pitch in the big leagues, because there's been a lot of guys who've been successful at 6 feet and 6'1".
How about Maddox and Pedro Martinez?
There you go. Right
Tim
here.
Hudson.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys.
You're talking about guys with phenomenal control, too.
Yeah. Sharply hit. Get through into right. Encarnacion is going to stop at 2nd. Rios has a terrific arm.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, too. As soon as that ball left the bat of Adam Lynn, he knew that that ball was going to get to the outfield. And his first couple of steps said, I'm going to try and go 1st to 3rd. but it's very quick. You see he takes one more look over his right shoulder to see where Rios is, and he was going to be out at third, so he wisely stops.
So now Ventura's in a jam, and he's got a lefty ready, but he's got a right-handed hitter at the plate, so Laurie's going to get another look at Axelrod, and he hit a rocket last time up. Jays, and Axelrod wants to talk things over. This is what we mentioned about the third time through the order. The hitters have seen the velocity. They've seen the spin on his breaking ball. They've seen everything he has in his bag of tricks. He's got to outwit them now.
Yeah, and the one thing a hitter is, it's hard to do in these situations, but is be patient, because the pitcher knows he's just given up 3 straight rockets.
You got to narrow down your happy zone if you're Brett Laurie.
There you go.
Yeah, look for that one pitch. You got to determine, am I a low ball hitter or high ball hitter? Do I like the fastball or do I like the breaking ball?
You don't need a 3-run homer. You need a base hit. But nobody will look down their nose at a 3-run homer.
We'll take it. We'll get the fans fired up.
Mark Barron is the bench coach, checking on the defense, make sure they're all set in the right spots. Laurie goes after that breaking ball and taps it foul. Brett Laurie in his first game of the season. They cut short his rehab assignment in the minors, and with Bautista out for a second consecutive game, they felt like, why not bring Laurie up? He's ready to play. Hit to third. Gillespie bobbles it, but stays with it in time to get Lind at second. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays on J.P. Aronsebius 2 out opposite field, a home run, have taken a 2-1 lead. Home run number 5 for J.P. He started things off on Saturday in Kansas City. He went 6 1/3, allowed a single earned run. Brandon Morrow said, you know what, I can do that too. Sunday, 6 innings, 2 runs against the Royals, and then Mark Burley against his former team was good last night. And how about Johnson? Again tonight, 6 innings, 1 earned run allowed. He's allowed the White Sox just 3 hits.
And this is what the fans expected in this rotation, and they're going to see more of that than what we saw in the first week and a half. It just takes a little time.
Paul Konerko has one of those White Sox hits. Dunn doubled, Konerko singled, and Ramirez singled. That's it. Johnson has retired 10 straight.
And if not for that wild pitch, he'd be throwing a shutout right now.
Wild pitch got away from him, back in second. That's the only run the White Sox have been able to muster. Next pitch, he struck out Hector Jimenez to end the inning.
Well, right now, Josh is going to have to not let this at bat get away from him. Falls behind 2 balls and no strikes. And he's got to figure out a way to make sure that Konerko doesn't get a free pass.
Ball sails off the plate. Aaron Seavy's going to go to the mound. They always talk about first outs of innings, and it's very important in the latter stages of the ball game.
Well, it's such a game of momentum too, and your team just scored your run. You got 3 hits the last inning. You want to try to get them back in the dugout, and you see Pete Walker on the phone. He's going to get somebody up and thrown. Josh Johnson at 87 pitches.
8 strikeouts so far. High and deep to left. Melky Cabrera back at the track looking up. Home run, Paul Konerko. And just like that, it's a 2-2 game. Konerko's second hit of the night has tied it here in the 7th.
You know, Robin Ventura was a hitter, and he knows that 3-0 pitch can be a special pitch, and good hitters can sit on it. Konerko, he gives him the green light, and he takes him deep. Fastball right down Broadway. Konerko with that great swing. He's always talked about elevating the ball. I've got to get the ball in the air, and he does right there to tie this one up.
Well, I've always said this about Paul Konerko. You can't throw it hard enough for him. He's a dead red fastball hitter. And when you get into his count, and that's a fastball situation, he didn't miss it.
His 3rd home run of the season. There's a broken bat. Stabbed by Kawasaki. Takes a hit away from Connor Gillespie. Great reactions by the Blue Jays shortstop. He went to his left. He dove and speared it. And everybody's getting into the act.
You know what? You're not going to find a finer play by a shortstop. The first thing, positioning, where he was positioned. You can see him slight pull, and then he gets a good break, and then lays out to take a hit away from Connor Gillespie.
Kawasaki is a 2-time Gold Glover in Japan. What a great play. Diane Viciedo. Swinging at the 2-0 pitch, bobbled by Laurie. He recovers in time to get it across the line. Shoot out.
Boy, he's quick over there at third base.
Knock it down, pick it up, still have a great arm, throw him out.
By plenty. Viciedo turns on that one. Laurie bounces a little bit. That's why you got to get in front of it. But how he reacts right on top of that baseball and then picks it up with his bare hand. Quick feet and strong, accurate arm.
2 down. Shortstop Alexei Ramirez shows bunt, takes the ball. 2-2 ball game. Paul Konerko with a leadoff home run here in the 7th inning has tied it. Steve Delamar starting to loosen up in the Blue Jays pen. Right on the corner. 2-1. Johnson's velocity has stayed pretty consistent here into the 7th. Pull that ball down and away. He's been as high as 94 tonight, and he's maintained it velocity right into the 7th. full count.
Well, last at bat he was pitching Ramirez on the inner half, and now this at bat he's pitching him away, not staying with the same pattern. That's one thing that a pitcher has to remind himself of also, because hitters will start looking and cheating.
Staying away from that power.
Pulled foul. He went with a breaking ball on the 3-2 pitch.
You know, I've talked to so many scouts that say the reason pitchers today are throwing away so much is they're willing to give up the home run. They can accept the home run the opposite way, but they have a tough time accepting the ball that doesn't get in and it's hit to left field if you're a right-hander. To me, I don't buy into it. It's not. He didn't bite, huh?
Breaking ball is ball forward to Ramirez.
A home run's a home run, isn't it?
But I literally had scouts tell me that they you know, the philosophy is you pitch away and you're not going to give up as many home runs because guys can't go the other way. Well, I tend to disagree because the good hitters today are stronger, faster, bigger.
Absolutely. I don't buy any of that. I just think pitchers have gotten away from pitching inside because they have grown up in the aluminum bat era. They didn't know how to break a bat until they got into professional ball, and you thrived by pitching inside and breaking bats and sawing people off.
Well, the whole generation did, and then the generation before that. It's the way the game was played for 100 years.
Hector Menace, the catcher, 0 for 2, and you got to keep your eye on Ramirez. He can steal a bag. Ramirez has had a career-high 20 steals in the past. That came last year, not running here. And Sevilla on his toes just in case. 4 times in his career, he's had double-digit steals. Ball on a strike. Waves at that breaking ball, and Johnson's ahead, 1-2.
Don't know if they would try to steal here. If he gets thrown out, then Jimenez has to lead off the 8th inning. He's got enough power that try to score that runner from first base.
1-2, 2 outs. This is the first time a Jays pitcher has gone 6 2/3. There goes the runner, and the ball is fouled off.
That's just to open up a hole right there with 2 strikes. Take your chance that the pitch is a strike. The batter swings away and finds a hole.
Ramirez with a walking lead off first, not running. Ball's in the dirt. Johnson mentioned 6 2/3. That's the longest outing for a Blue Jays starter this season.
Well, Gibby just trying to get him through this inning right here. More than likely this will be it if he can keep him from scoring, get through this inning.
Just missed that outside corner. It's a full count. Ramirez will be on the move on this pitch. There are 2 outs. Delabar is ready if needed. There goes the runner. Driven to left. Cabrera has a bead on it. Camps under it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Johnson goes 7 innings. Konerko ties it up with a leadoff home run, and Munenori Kawasaki takes a hit away from Connor Gillespie. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-2. no, and his teammates off to a pretty good start with the bats. Hector Santiago made his 4th appearance here last night. He got 5 outs, faced just 4 batters. He got a double play to end the 5th inning and then retired the Blue Jays in order in the 6th. He is on in relief of Dylan Axelrod.
This is a good bullpen by the White Sox. They're second in the American League in ERA at just 1.79, and Santiago is also a leader in opponent's batting average. He's only given up 1 hit all season long, and what makes it impressive, right-handers have not gotten a hit off of him yet this year. He's got a fastball, slider, and he turns that fastball over like a screwball.
Well, Blue Jays are going to use a right-handed batter to start the inning. Colby Erasmus is lifted in favor of the pinch hitter, Rajay Davis. Love to get Davis aboard in this 2-2 game. Colby Erasmus 2 for 2 in the game. He homered in the 2nd, singled in the 5th, and gets a visit from the skipper in the break to let him know, hey, I'm going to pinch hit for you. And Erasmus says, okay, you're the skipper, man. Ball and a strike to Davis. Tried to check his swing and went around. Good night for Colby Erasmus. His 4th home run of the season tied the game in the 2nd. He and Aaron Sebia have gone deep tonight.
One thing you see in catcher Hector Jimenez is he loves to run the ball up in the zone. He's calling that high fastball both to Axelrod and already here to Santiago.
Better be careful the way the ball flies out of this ballpark. Flirting with danger upstairs. Davis strikes out. That's the first out of the bottom of the 7th.
The 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Meister Sturris will turn around and bat from the right side for the first time tonight. He was 0 for 2 as a lefty batter. Boy, Sturris hit one right on the button back of the 5th, but it was right at the first baseman, Adam Dunn, who caught it and stepped on the bag for the double play.
That had the makings of a big inning. Bottom of the lineup.
Ooh.
If that ball gets in there, next batter walked. And it turned out to be a 1-2-3 inning after that double play. Here is the side swing. Looked like a slider that was down and clearly went after it.
0-2. Hopped into right. Rios. Couple of steps in. Is there. 2 down. Santiago has retired every hitter he's faced in this series so far. He faced 4 last night, got 5 outs, and he's got the first 2 tonight.
This whole season, he's only allowed 4 base runners to reach base. 1 hit and 3 walks. Told you, this is a good bullpen for the White Sox. They got a lot of arms down there.
Minori Kawasaki walked in the 5th. He was caught stealing to end the inning. He's also grounded out. Broken bat topper. Santiago gets it, flips to Dunn to end the inning. The bullpen has pitched effectively for the White Sox. We'll go to the 8th. It's a 2-2 game. Here comes Steve Delamar. up with anybody. Brett Cecil is off to a great start to his season. Steve Delabar as well. He's allowed just 1 earned run in 7 1/3. Aaron Lope has been terrific, including a 3-inning save in Kansas City. Casey Jansen, he's done a great job as the closer.
Yeah, those 4 guys have really pitched well out of the pen. The difference between Delabar and Johnson, really, Delabar can run it up in the mid-90s, throws a breaking ball also, but he's got that split finger fastball. And that is something that these White Sox haven't seen yet in this series.
Top of the order for Chicago in the 8th. Leadoff man Alejandro De Aza has gone 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Rajay Davis entered the ballgame as pinch hitter. He hit for Colby Rasmus. He takes over defensively in right. That moves the starting right fielder into center. Emilio Bonifacio is now in center field. Big rip but a miss by De Aza. 1-2. Four runs in the game, 3 of them have been solo home runs. The others scored on a wild pitch. Delabar has really changed his approach after kind of not really favoring his fastball. He's gone to the fastball. It's been a total turnaround for him.
First couple of times this season, it looked like he was trying to throw more sliders. And his best pitch is the fastball. You got to pitch off of that.
That looked like a slider from the strikeout. Let's take a look at Josh Johnson. Longest start of the season for the Blue Jays as Johnson goes 7 innings. A terrific start. He was victimized by the wild pitch back in the 2nd. Johnson's ERA at the start of this game 11.05. It's down to 6.91 with a good 4-hit effort over 7 innings.
Well, John Gibbons just basically want to get him out of the game and have him something good to feed off of for his next start.
You know, I like the length from Josh Johnson. I also like the 8 strikeouts. And those 8 strikeouts ties Brandon Moore with the highest strikeout total by a starter this year. That's what he was brought in here to do.
Well, he was definitely aggressive tonight. He threw the ball inside a lot better, and he had a better command of his breaking ball.
Keppinger taps back to the mound. Delabar throws him out. 2 down. Well, this bullpen's done a very good job of being aggressive. They're getting quick resolutions to the at-bats, and the other night Brett Cecil came in and he got a 4-pitch strikeout, and Delabar has thrown 7 pitches to record 2 outs this inning.
You know what that does is it makes them the anti-1 inning pitcher. When you've got quick pitching like that and you've got low pitch counts, John Gibbons can use you for more than 1 inning. A lot of teams nowadays, they fill the bullpen up with 1 inning guys, and they get into these types of situations and they're boxed in.
Alex Rios takes a first pitch slider for a strike. That's a new wrinkle that hitters are seeing this year from Delabar. That get me over slider is a very effective pitch.
He threw one to Keppinger, and I think it surprised Keppinger. Hit it off the end of the bat, hit it right back to the mound. Add that pitch to go along with that splitter. We haven't seen a lot of split finger fastballs from him yet this year.
When you throw 1 inning, which Delabar typically does, you don't need to use it a lot.
No.
1 key at bat, 1 key moment in an at bat.
And it's a pitch that he's not going to use in the weather that we had in Detroit. So that outing he struggled a little bit also, and it was basically because he couldn't get a feel for any of his breaking balls.
2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Top of the 8th of a good ball game. Big Adam Dunn is on deck. Check swing tapper. Lori's going to have the barehanded. What a play! is in the house. Good to have him back at third. This is a tough play for anybody. He makes it look easy. We'll go to the bottom of the eighth. It's a 2-2 game. Now let's go to Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Time, 8 a.m. Pacific time with Jeff Blair and Dirk Hayhurst. Listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and watch on Sportsnet 1. And if you tune in tomorrow about 11:20, you'll hear Brett Laurie as he will join the show. And you can bet he'll talk about that terrific play that closed out the top of the eighth. Top of the order for the Blue Jays. It'll be Bonifacio Cabrera and Aaron Sebia. Brett Laurie, a couple of fine defensive plays tonight. Back at third base. Bonifacio trying to get aboard, takes a strike. Line right to Santiago. One out. Let's go back to the third out of the top half of this inning, and Brett Laurie, one of few third basemen that can make this play.
We talked about that in the opening, that they're really missing defensively. That's athleticism. Rios could really run. But watch how he closes ground and then makes up his mind to field that with the bare hand and in one motion, fired across the infield. That's an athletic player.
Pretty impressive right there.
Melky Cabrera.
Well, you get the feeling that this game's going to come down to one run. Both bullpens on top of their game. A lot of bullets left for both managers.
And it usually comes down to a mistake.
Yep.
A pitcher makes a mistake or a fielder makes a mistake and opens it up for the opposition.
Santiago gets that ball upstairs and jams Cabrera. It's 0-2.
And again, Jimenez calling for that high target, trying to run the ball up.
They can't get their heads together. Cabrera spoils a pretty good pitch. Melky Cabrera just 2 for 9 against lefty pitching this season. Switch hitter. First time he's hit right-handed tonight. Takes one inside. He had to bail out in a hurry.
Fastball in right after the screwball. That's why Santiago has been so effective against the righties, the ability to turn that ball over, that fastball.
And right there, Santiago's taking time out because Jimenez is asking the umpire what the count is.
Popped up on the infield. Keppinger's got a beat on second baseman. Makes the catch. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Robin Ventura out to take the ball from Hector Santiago. He's been perfect in this series. Matt Lindstrom was good last night. He'll come on to face J.P. Arancibia. Honda CRV and IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
J.P. Arancibia homered in last night's Blue Jays win to right field, and he does it again tonight. This is number 4 on the season number 5 on the season for Arancibia as he drives that ball deep to right field. He's in one of those home run grooves right now, and the Blue Jays need all of those runs that he's providing.
Arancibia is on deck trying to get a read on Matt Lindstrom. Lindstrom just into the ball game, and he was good last night. Lindstrom was very effective in the ball game. He didn't need many pitches to get to an inning in the third.
Yeah, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts yesterday, so he's back in there to try to get out the right-hander.
He's always had a big arm. Talked about that when he came from the Mets. That's where he started. Good fastball. He's got a good slider. 7 strikeouts per 9 innings. Love to see that out of your bullpen.
2 outs. Arancibia. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. Another thing Lindstrom has done is he's been very economical in pitches. He's getting those strikeouts, but he's only averaged 11.2 pitches per inning. He's coming at you. A couple of good pitches. Breaking ball down and away. Fastball on the hands. This is popped up. Shortstop takes charge. Ramirez in front of the bag at second, and Lindstrom gets his man. Just 3 pitches, and he retires Arancibia. We'll go to the 9th. A 2-2 game. Delabar coming back out.
run lead.
Top of the ninth inning, a 2-2 ball game. Steve Delabar threw just 12 pitches in a 1-2-3-8. He's back out for the ninth. Adam Dunn steps in. Dunn has gone 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
Delabar going to have to go through the power part of the lineup here with Adam Dunn and Paul Konerko back to back.
Fourth and fifth active home run leaders in baseball right now, Konerko and Dunn, so you got to be very careful.
Dunn has 2 home runs on the season. Konerko has hit his 3rd home run of the season here tonight. Ball and a strike.
Good tailing fastball there, but ran off the plate.
Last time he was up, we were talking about how you would try and pitch Dunn because he's got power to all fields.
Well, you got to try to get him out in, but he likes the ball down and in.
You don't need to walk him.
No.
3-1. Dunn takes the walk. Man on, nobody out. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Connected. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak. Man at first base, nobody out. Paul Konerko ready to step in the box. Dunn has been lifted in favor of the pinch runner. Dwayne Wise comes into the ball game. Wise pinch ran for Viciedo in the 8th in last night's game. Konerko is 2 for 3. He singled and scored and hit a solo home run in the 7th. Wise is 1 for 1 in steal attempts, but I don't think they're going to take the bat out of Konerko's hand in this situation. Delabar falls behind.
Paul Konerko just keeps making adjustments year after year. That's why he has always been a productive hitter.
And it really takes a power sinker ball guy to get ground balls off Konerko. He's the kind of guy that lifts the ball a lot. Hard to get ground balls out of.
Well, that's by design. He has talked about keeping the ball in the air. He says, me putting the ball on the ground is never a good thing. He used to ground into 20-plus double plays every single year, figured out a way to get the ball in the air. Always tinkering with his swing. He thinks it's very important to get that ball in the air.
And he's done it very consistently. He has the franchise record, 13 seasons with 20 or more homers. Hard. 2-1.
And that's where Steve Delabar's got a pitch to him right there, down the zone, away. He's going to have to keep him honest, though. Move him off the plate a little. See if you can get ahead and then bounce that forkball.
Two and two.
Well, in a situation like this, you want to come right back with that pitch again. See if Konerko wants to be the hero and chase out of the zone. You can afford one pitch to go 3-2.
Well, he has such a good idea at the plate. Got choked up a little bit, trying to go the other way. And he listened to you, went right back to it. He just missed.
Missed on the inner half. And again, you're kind of rolling the dice right here if you're pitching. Is he going to be aggressive and swing at anything? Is he going to just be patient? I mean, the good hitters seem to see the ball like it's a balloon. They're probably going to run wise here.
3-2. There was the break at first, and Panerco takes a walk, back-to-back walks to start the top of the ninth.
Gibby doesn't think that ball was low.
And he's letting Larry Vanover know it. So now the infield has converged on the mound. They're talking about the possibility of a bunt. Let's take a look at this last pitch from Delabar.
3-2. And Panerco takes it from the side. You can see it's just under the knees for a ball.
Vanover's strike zone hasn't been a question all night long. Looks like he got that one right as well. So back-to-back walks. Connor Gillespie, the rookie, has walked, grounded out, and lined out. Laurie in at third. Lind in at first, looking for the bunt. Gillespie not showing. Bunt takes a good rip. We mentioned Gillespie with that 400 average, got off to a great start. He is now 12 for 30 against right-handed pitching.
Managers will do that. If they see the infield in, the corners were in, as there's some work. Ortiz and Oliver up in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. He'll let that hitter go ahead and swing away and maybe move that infield back. It worked on the right side. Adam Lind now is going to play behind the runner.
Cut on and missed. Delabar's ahead, 0-2.
Well, right here, you've just got to hope that you can strike the guy out, get an infield fly ball or a ball right at somebody. You need an out desperately to try to hold the runner at second base.
Aaron Sebia is sorting his thoughts out. Gives the sign to Delabar. Come on and miss. Big strikeout for Delabar. Went to that splitter and punches out Connor Gillespie.
Asking a lot for a young player in a tough situation like that. He's never faced Delabar before. He doesn't know what that split looks like, and he makes quick work of them.
Yeah, back-to-back splitters right there, and he both down out of the strike zone, but you're feeding off the aggressiveness of the hitter there.
So what's the point of Walker's visit here with Viciedo at the plate and Delabar going to stay in the game?
Well, he probably wants to make sure the guys know that they're on the same page, and he brings the infield in so that they understand, look, we're going to try to get him away with a breaking ball. We're going to try to pound him in with a fastball or pound him away. They can adjust accordingly, but right now you're hoping they can roll a double play ball.
Just remind them what they want to do with Viciedo right here. They have been crowding him tonight with fastballs.
Viciedo 0 for 3. First pitch breaking ball for a strike. He gets it in there and gets ahead.
He's a free swinger, Viciedo. He hasn't walked yet this year. So he's a free swinger. He's up there hacking away, so you can expand that strike zone a little bit.
And the key is getting ahead. Strike one will work that way.
Missed inside. Viciedo's got pop. He's one of 5 White Sox that hit 25 or more home runs a year ago. On the ground, and that dribbles into foul territory. Double play would be nice. And Sebia and Delabar, another chat as to how they want to try to finish off this at bat.
Well, again, they pounded him inside all night long. Had a couple of weak ground outs and a strikeout.
And you feel a lot better about pounding him in with Laurie at third base.
Just missed down and away. Viciedo strikes out a lot. That's the MO of this entire lineup. He has 14 strikeouts for the season, including one tonight. 2-2. Full count. They got Viciedo right back into the at-bat.
Yeah, tried to get him to expand the zone right there through the split finger. And now he's got to put something in the zone.
Dwayne Wise in as a pinch runner for Adam Dunn, who walked. Konerko also walked. That's how they started the ninth inning. Viciedo drills it to center field. Bonifacio back. He's not going to get it. It's off the wall. Wise is coming around third. He will score as here's the throw. Not in time. Cut off by Lynn. A 3-2 line drive double to the base of the wall in center, and the White Sox have a 3-2 lead.
Viciedo has been struggling this year, hitting with runners in scoring position. 1 for 8 before that double. It looked like he went to an off-speed pitch. That slider. And it hung out over the plate really hard. And Bonifacio moving into center field really has no shot at it. Ball's hit just too hard and gets over his head. Viciedo gets some congratulations as he's going to pinch run for him.
Tyler Green comes off the bench to pinch run at second for Viciedo. So now with first base open, Aaron Sebia already calling for the intentional base on balls to Ramirez. Viciedo with the go-ahead RBI drives the run in from second.
You got to set up the double play right here. You got to take the bat right out of Ramirez's hand. Set up a force at any base.
Well, we almost threw one right down Broadway.
I've seen that happen before. Aaron Sebia runs out there for ball 3, and it comes right back over the plate.
So Gibbons will make a pitching change. He's calling for the left-hander. He's got the veteran Darren Oliver up. Hector Jimenez, the catcher, is scheduled. They have Tyler Flowers, a big, powerful right-handed bat, on the bench. He's the starting catcher. Leadoff walks in the ninth have created problems for Steve Delabar, and he'll hand the ball off to John Gibbons. Oliver into the ball game. At Rogers Center for the first time, and it all starts Friday, April 19th. That's a 7:07 start. Saturday and Sunday, both day games, 107. For Yankee tickets, call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com. Stopped by most Rogers Plus locations. The New York Yankees are playing the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight, and Ivan Nova started that ball game, and Robinson Cano with his 4th home run of the season. You'll get a chance to see the Yankees up close and personal. And it all starts Friday night. Darren Oliver into the ball game, and Hector Jimenez is a switch hitter, so he'll flip around and bat right-handed against Oliver.
Ollie has seen this situation plenty of times in his big league career. 0-1, 623 earned run average. Last pitched on Sunday. Right now, he's just going to try and get that ball on the ground. Jimenez doesn't run that well. Get the ball on the ground and stop this.
Ball is hit into right. Rajay Davis over. He's camped under it. Tagging at third is Konerko. Here's the throw. It's offline. Konerko slides in with the insurance run. Hector Menace with the sac fly to right. Davis got set up under the ball in good shape, but then threw it outside of home plate. And by the time Aaron Seavey got back to the plate, Konerko was across it.
Yeah. You get it behind the baseball, get a running start. Rajay does everything, catches the ball. If it's on line, he is out at the plate. But by the time JP goes back to try and touch Konerko, he slides in with the insurance run, and a heads-up play by Tyler Green at second base. He tags up and moves to third.
So now the White Sox have a 2-run lead. It's 4-2. Alejandro De Aza, the leadoff man. Diaz has had a rough night. 0 for 4 with 3 punch-outs. Struck out his last time up against Delamar. Ramirez had 20 steals a year ago, so Oliver's making sure that he's aware. He's got his eye on him. On him as Diaz was in between. Wanted to check. Inside, Oliver lost his footing as he delivered that last pitch to Diaz.
It's always tough for the relief pitchers coming in because you got guys digging holes the whole game, and you're expected to throw strikes, and you need to manicure the mound to your liking, hoping that you have a good foot landing.
Bouncing ball. This should end the inning. It's Stewart to Lind, and the inning is over. But the White Sox have taken a 2-run lead in the ninth. They did it on 1 hit. Addison Reed, already with 4 saves, will come on the ball game to face Edwin Encarnacion, who will lead it off. Adam Lind, and then Brett Lawrie. Blue Jays down by 2. week. It's the Players' Championship live from Mattamy Athletic Center, formerly known as Maple Leaf Gardens. It all starts Thursday at noon Eastern Time. That's 9 a.m. Pacific. Check it out. Great curling action right here on Sportsnet. Closers in the ballgame for the Chicago White Sox. Addison Reed, he has 4 saves already, and he's looking to close this one out. Matt Lindstrom is the pitcher of record for Chicago.
4 for 4 in save opportunities this year in 6 games for Addison Reed. He really throws across his body, hides the ball well, tough on righties. They haven't gotten a hit off of him yet this year. He can sink his fastball, and he's got a good slider. Hasn't given up a run yet this year.
Edwin Encarnacion looks at a breaking ball outside. Ripped in the left field. That's a base hit for Encarnacion. The Blue Jays get a good start in the bottom of the ninth. With the pinch running, there are some defensive changes. Jeff Keppinger started at second. He moves to first base in place of ball conductor Tyler Green. Came on as a pinch runner for Viciedo. He takes over at second. Alejandro De Aza moves from center to left. And Dwayne Wise, who pinch ran for Adam Dunn, is in center field. Big rip to the fastball.
Take one shot. And we told you that Reed's got a good slider. Maybe hook a ball between Keppinger and Green on the right side. I always thought of big innings. If you want to have big innings, the most important guy is that second guy. What he does, if he keeps that inning alive by getting on base.
Almost got away from the catch here. Jimenez. Ball on the strike to Lind. Glory is on deck. Base hit into right field. Encarnacion is headed around second. He'll go to third. The ball is cut off by Ramirez, and the Blue Jays got something going here in the ninth.
That's what I'm talking about. After the leadoff single by Encarnacion, here's a huge hole on the right side. So try and pull that slider and have a big inning. Hangs out over the middle of the plate, and Lynn hammers it to right field. Encarnacion knows that his run right now to the White Sox doesn't mean anything, so he goes all the way to third base.
And Brett Lawrie, opportunity for the dramatic right here.
He's been known to do that.
Addison Reed is 2 for 2 in save opportunities against the Blue Jays in his young career. This is just his 4th appearance, and Brett Lawrie looking for his first hit of the season. Alexei Ramirez called timeout to come in and get Reed's attention about going to second base on a ball back to the mound. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. Jays down by 2. Breaking ball strike.
Well, that's the one you don't want to throw twice, I'll tell you. That's the old oops. Please don't swing breaking ball right there, because all it did was spin.
Driven into center. Wise calls for tagging at third is Encarnacion. And he'll come in to score. Lawrie picks up the RBI. It's now a 1-run game.
He just missed that. It was up just enough for Brett Lawrie where he just couldn't get on top of that ball and drive it. He'll take the RBI. That's a pitch that we have seen him hit and hit with authority. That time just under it a little bit. High fastball. Watch the bat come through. You can see just missed it.
A little bit down on the barrel. Missed the sweet spot just a tad. Rajay Davis came into the ball game as a pinch hitter in the 7th. He struck out. Chased one up out of the strike zone.
Well, you can't help right there the pitcher in this situation. You got to try to be more disciplined than that.
Yeah.
Rajay's trying to be a hero and walk off a champ, but right there, you're just doing him a favor by swinging at that pitch.
Breaking ball down the stairs, a ball on the strike. Jose Bautista did not start in this game for a second consecutive night. Colby Erasmus was in Davis's spot in the order. He had a home run and a single, was lifted for the pinch hitter in the 7th. One and two.
Rajay is always better when he's thinking right center field. Slowing that swing down just a little bit. Staying on that ball a little better. There's Meiser Asturis on deck. Not a lot of options for the Blue Jays with just 3 bench players.
Foul chip off the catcher. Bautista, we mentioned he didn't start. He's been dealing with back issues, and we don't know if he's available or not.
He's also had an inner ear infection also. That's kind of thrown him off. They said he would be available to pinch hit tonight, but I don't see him on the bench.
Yeah, he must not have been able to get loosened up with that back. And right now, John Gibbons not going to take a chance.
Davis hanging tough. He's had a few pitches to hit in this at bat. Just fouled him back.
Shorten it up. That's what he's telling himself right now. Shorten up my swing just a little bit. It's a little bit long, and that's why he's a little tardy on some of those pitches.
Broken bat, fly ball to left. Diaz gets there and makes the catch. Blue Jays are down to their final out. Addison Reed had 29 saves a year ago for the White Sox. That was good for 7th best in the American League. And now Meiser Asturis will try to keep the inning alive. Meiser Asturis in his first at bat against Gavin Floyd last night went deep, his 2nd home run of the season.
Slider that was up, and it was able to get that bat head out to drive that home run. Now just thinking about line drive, get on base. Outfield is playing deep. They're going to try and cut anything off in the gaps or down the line.
Lind at first. Asturis goes after the first pitch. It's popped into left. Diaz calls for it, makes the catch, and Addison Reed closes out the game. The Blue Jays score a run in the 9th, but leave a base runner, and the White Sox have evened the series at a game apiece. It'll be game 3 tomorrow as the White Sox scored 2 in the 9th to win here. Stay tuned, connected. Coming right up. We'll see you tomorrow night.